Hey there. Today, I'm tackling something you probably think is as useless as a broken chapel: boredom. In our buzzing day to day life, between scrolling tweets, Insta reels, sending snaps, cricket matches, and binge watching the latest web series, who has the time to get bored, right? But what if I told you that boredom isn't just anymore a time pass for me? I learned to see it in a different perspective, and let me share how I see it now. Point number one: creativity explosion. Picture this: you are stuck in traffic, your phone's dead. Sounds like a recipe for frustration, right? But for many creative geniuses, it's pure gold. Take J.K. Rowling, for instance. The entire magical world of Harry Potter first popped into her head during a tedious, delayed train journey. She didn't have a pen, so she spent her next 4 hours just imagining, all because she was bored. Boredom isn't just an empty space, it's a launchpad for your next big idea. So, many times when I'm caught in a mind numbing situation, I let my thoughts run wild in a hope to have a better understanding on life and its situations itself. Point number two: self reflection superpowers. In our always on world, we are constantly bouncing between notifications, meetings, and social obligations. But when was the last time you just existed? Boredom, I think, gives me that rare chance to hit pause and zoom out on my life. It's like being the director of your own biopic. What's working, what isn't working, what wild dreams have I been putting off? I use these moments to draft the next exciting chapter of my life. I know future me will thank the present me for this mental time travel for sure. Point number three: brain battery boost. My mind is like a smartphone. Awesome, but it needs regular charging. Constant input is like running all my apps at once. I'll drain my battery in no time. And boredom is my brain's power saving mode. It's where I process, sort, and file away all that info I have been bombarding myself with. When I feel the urge to fill every second with content, I'll remember a little boredom might be the difference between mental burnout and my next aha moment. So, I embrace those seemingly empty moments. They are not just pauses in my story, they are where I write the best plot twists. Also, here's what I did in last month. I created a boredom bucket list filled with things I always wanted to try. Maybe it's from learning to do YouTube to mastering the art of financial literacy or finally figuring out how to keep myself more healthy and fit. Next week, I'm looking forward to take the digital detox challenge for 24 hours with no social media and all. And while I commute in my daily life, I am trying this boring game where I see how long I can focus on things without reaching for my phone and observe my surroundings. Lastly, let me leave you with a personal anecdote. Last summer, during a power outage, I found myself in a pitch dark room with a dying phone battery. Bored out of my mind, I started scribbling a story idea. Fast forward into 6 months, and that random idea I scribbled has transformed into a half-finished novel, potentially hitting shelves by this year's end. That's the magic of boredom, I guess. It's the birthplace of creativity, self-discovery, and sometimes my most ambitious projects. These days, when I'm feeling that restless itch of boredom, I'm not fighting it, I am embracing it, letting my mind wander. Who knows, I might just stumble upon my next big project. I tell myself, in the grand chess game of life, boredom isn't a wasted move. It's often the setup for my most brilliant play. Also, there's this quote I read somewhere: an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Boredom can also take you down into a dark pit of degradation of your personality through watching porn, wasting time, overthinking, and developing toxic traits. So, it's very important to be mindful and inculcate discipline to do something useful with your life. I know I am doing that, and I know you will too. So, last week's been boring for me, and by boring, you know what I mean. Writing my novel, helping my friend launch a clothing line in Jan 2025, learning finance, watched 2 movies, Tanglan and Saripoda Shanivaram, meeting and connecting with my friends, and cooking myself best meals. So, till then, till we meet next Friday, you be bored too. And like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, be kind.